Hey everyone, welcome to my new YouTube channel. So I wanted to use this as an introductory video, and I've been going back and forth for the past couple of weeks on how to introduce myself. And the comic night gave me a great idea to do it. So to introduce myself, I'm going to take a little bit of a timeline, and then I'm also going to show you my top 20 comics that I have now and a couple of my top Funko Pops, since this is a comic YouTube channel. I like to do a little bit of pairing between the comic books and the Funko Pops. I tend to look for covers as well that match the Funko Pops in either their action poses or their movie moments. So stay tuned for that. So to start off, I'm gonna show you my top 20 comic books that I have in my collection as of now, to give you a little bit of a timeline. I used to collect when I was a lot younger, between the ages of 8 and 13 more or less. I stopped around 12 or 13. I used to go to a local comic book store down the street from my parents' house. My mom would always take me, and little by little I kind of stopped. Don't remember why really. And then last year in 2018 I started collecting Funko Pops, and that kind of had a spiral effect, and it brought me back into the life of comic books, and I don't regret it at all. I've always kind of followed comic books and things like that, but I really didn't collect them throughout the years. It's been probably around, I want to say almost 20 years, 17 years since I stopped, and here we are again. So I'm going to show you my top 20 comic books first, and I'm going to use this video to kind of look back in 2020, January, to see where I'm at with my comic books and my top 20 then compared to now. Alright, so if you notice, there's a wall behind me full of Funko Pops, but first let's start off with the comic books. And first one up is one of my really honest favorite ones for 2018. It's Spider-Man 800, the Shattered variant copy, which is a homage to Spider-Man 300. Okay. Next up is The Amazing Spider-Man 344, which is, as we all know, Cletus Cassidy's first appearance as Cletus Cassidy. So he hasn't gotten attacked by this Carnage symbiote yet. Great cover. I love the fact that Rhino's on it. It's also, I believe, the first appearance of Cardiac as well. But having Rhino on it is definitely a plus. He's a great character in the Marvel world. Next up is the full appearance of Carnage, so The Amazing Spider-Man 361. Then you have, following that, obviously the whole Carnage and Venom series. So we have Amazing Spider-Man 362. This is the first print. The good thing is that I also have the second print already in a graded form. So it's a 9.8. So I'm actually happy I have both first and second print of it. I'll probably be sending off the first print to get graded and slabbed, because I want to keep it in its best form. Don't plan on getting rid of it or ever selling it, honestly. And the final series of Amazing Spider-Man 363, the Carnage vs. Venom. Honestly, I love this series. I remember reading it as a kid, so this is definitely one of my major wants, and glad to have it. Now, most of my comics I'll be keeping, probably never selling. Next up, I have the Infinity Gauntlet #1. Now, I have the entire series, but this cover to me is the one that stands out the most. Just having Thanos in the front holding the Infinity Gauntlet straight in front of your face is just great. So, another fan of mine is the X-Force. Deadpool, X-Force. They definitely hold a big spot in my heart for Marvel Comics. So I was actually happy to finally get the New Mutants 100, which is the first appearance of the X-Force team. So, apart from Marvel, there's a few characters that I do love that are not from the Marvel world. One of those being Spawn. I I remember reading Spawn 1 when it first came out. I don't have a copy of it yet. Like I said, I had stopped collecting, so I only read, here and there, and never really collected them. So, in the homage to Spider-Man 300, I have Spawn 227, which, fabulous cover, great condition. I'll probably be sending this one off to get slabbed to CGC, and just to keep and protect and have in a great condition always. I also want to try to display some of them, so that'll help me. The next one up is I found a local comic book store that there's a gentleman in there that has a spot inside the comic book store. His name is RJ, and he has a lot of stuff, a lot of Silver Age and a lot of back issues that I really enjoy getting from him. And he's really great, prices really well, but he had this one and I was able to buy it from him. So I'm really happy. It's the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man series, the #1, the silver edition, but it's signed by Todd McFarlane himself. So if you notice right here. So really happy. I'll probably send this one also to get slabbed. So apart from Venom and whatnot, one of my favorite villains is Thanos. So I was happy that he got introduced to the Marvel world, and he got introduced into the Marvel Studios world, cinematic universe. And so with that said, I'm actually happy to have the first prints of Thanos Quest 1 and Thanos Quest 2. Or Book 2, shall I say. Now, these are both Jim Starlin's Ron Lim's. Both beautiful covers. Both are mint. Perfect. I'll be sending these off to get protected as well. I have the second prints of both of these books, so I've read those, and it's a great story. It's honestly, it's the great stuff. So late December, I picked up a collection from a coworker of mine that he was going to toss out. Probably around anywhere between 380, 400 books. And I was able to add these to my collections for just about nothing. I brought them from California with me. And in that, I had X-Men 212, which is a beautiful, beautiful Wolverine cover, which is one of the classic battles of Wolverine versus Sabretooth. And the second battle of Wolverine and Sabretooth. This is also where Betsy Braddock joins the X-Men, and she adopts the Psylocke name. Another cameo appearance in this book is Mr. Sinister, which we all know. So, I actually read this one, and the storyline was okay, but I had also previously read another book, which I'll be discussing in another video, that kind of blew me away. So I read that one first, then I read this one. It was good, but not as good as the other one. And I think the What Ifs series is kind of dependent on who writes them, since they're all different writers and it's not the same person. So the What Ifs, always look for the ones that you want to read. The writers all dependent, obviously, but some of them come out great. But honestly, I'll keep this one around. This cover of in What If 31, so it's What If Wolverine had killed the Hulk. This cover to me is just beautiful. The coloring on it, seeing Hulk pretty much dead on the floor, and Wolverine standing over him with all his blades, just, yeah. So another What If, to attend to the Infinity Gauntlet, is what if the Silver Surfer possessed the Infinity Gauntlet. So this is volume 2, number 49. Happy to finally have this in my comic book collection. I'll definitely be keeping this for a very, very long time. Probably never get rid of it. But yeah. We all love some Silver Surfer. So in that same comic book collection that I picked up in, I want to say around end of December, beginning of November, that from my coworker that I pretty much got for nothing, and I brought them back with me from California and went through them all and whatnot, not knowing what I would find. I was actually in the comic book collection, I was happy to add the first cameo and the first full appearance of Apocalypse in X Factor. So really stoked to have these. Can't wait to see what I get for 2019. For first appearances, this is probably one of my best ones. Also in that, we have, or I have, the first appearance and the origin of Archangel. Beautiful cover. He's there in front of his whole entire, team. They're all tied up, and really happy to have this one for 2018 collection. Now, at the beginning, since I am a big fan of X-Force, so I had to go back and I've been kind of backtracking and collecting and looking for deals and things like that. I was actually able to pick up every single bagged X-Force 1 with every single different card, including the Deadpool and Cable, Sunspot Gideon, where are the other ones? I forgot. But this is all of them with all the different comic book cards. They're all still sealed in the bag. They're still all polybagged. Really happy to have these. So that's one last one for my 2018 grabs. Is a 9.8 of not Gambit's first appearance. I do have his first cameo appearance, which was in X-Men Annuals 14. But this is a 9.8 of Gambit series number 1, the black silk gold foil. Beautiful cover. Happy to have this in my collection. Trying to figure out how I display my slabs. So as I get more of them, more ideas are coming. Alright, so those were my comic books, my top 20 more or less for 2018 that I've enjoyed to add to my collection. This isn't just about comics, so we also have Funko Pops on this channel, so I'm going to review my top Funko Pops for 2018, which some of them, obviously, I started in March, so there's not many holy grails. My 2019 want list is actually going to be separated into a different category, and I'll probably make a video of that. But for now, these are my top Funko Pops for 2018. So we can start off with, as a kid, I played this game non-stop. I have still my first edition and regular edition Pokemon trading cards. So to have a Funko Pop of Pikachu, to me, was just a must-have. This is probably one of my happiest ones to have. So, funny story, when I was around 21, 22, and I was promoting in clubs, there was a nickname given to me because, well, I am a chunky kid, so they nicknamed me Pillsbury, so, because if you poked my stomach, I would go, hoo-hoo! And when Funko decided to release the Pillsbury Doughboy, well, I just had to have him. He is an awesome pop. He looks freaking awesome out of the box. I've been debating whether to take him out or not. Yeah, so let's see. From one of my movies that I love, which is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, that one specific moment where Yondu is flying down with his arrow and Star-Lord looks at him and he goes, "You look like Mary Poppins," and he thinks he's Mary Poppins, so he screams out, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." So with that said, this one, which is Yondu with his arrow flying down, which is one of the ones that was released in 2018 from Emerald Comics, is definitely a grail for me. I'll be keeping him for a while, for a long time. So with Avengers Infinity War that came out, there was a certain set that was released that were chrome. Not the Thanos chromes, but the Australia Chromes, which was Thanos Purple, Iron Man Gold, and Iron Spider in all red. I'm missing Iron Spider, but these are nonetheless still amazing pops. I've actually combined him with a comic book, which you can check out on my Instagram. But both are great pops to have. I love the detailing on them. The coloring, the gold chrome on them is awesome. You can see the purple chroming on him is freaking beautiful. Now, in the spirit of Venom, which is one of my favorite characters, I've gone back and collected the entire Venom Funko Pop line. That includes the original ones that got released a while back, plus all the ones that just got released in 2018 for the Venomized line, or the Venom line. But to start off, here are the original ones that I hold true and close to my heart. So, to start off, in the spirit of Venom versus Carnage, so you have both the original Venom and the original Carnage. Anti-venom, which we cannot forget about him at all. This one actually glows in the dark. I also have the regular version of him. And obviously, so throughout some of the history of comics, Venom has kind of changed colors. You know, he's been all black or black with blue. So Funko had made a blue version of him, which I had to have, which I think it looks amazing. And then in the last series that they released, the Venom series, in late 2018, I think, middle 2018, you have the new Venom Pop. Now this guy is pretty much looks like the 90s leaping Venom that you see in comic books. Actually, I think I have one outside of the box. Let me take a look. Yeah. So I have the entire Venom series, both in box and out of box. Here's actually one of him. You can see him, if it ever focuses. He's in all his glory, just leaping. The detailing on him is amazing also. So, yeah. So, that's pretty much my top picks for 2018 that I have in my collection. Hopefully use this video to compare in 2020 what I've grabbed in 2019 and all the new grails that I want to pick up. I'm backtracking some of my silver issues, so stay tuned. There's going to be more videos coming along. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Subscribe below so that way you can see when I go live and when new videos are added. And can't wait to show some more content with you. I'll be doing some unboxings, weekly pickup and hauls of comic books and Funko Pops. If you go to my Instagram, which I'll put in the description below, you can see there how I combined Funko Pops with their comic books and their covers that are matching to those pops. Alright, so thank you and stay tuned for some more enjoyable content.